Welcome everybody to this week's KubeVirt community meeting. It is the 20th of August. I hope you're all doing well. Let me just put the agenda link into chat. Okie dokie. Do we have anyone new this week or someone that has been here before but hasn't introduced themselves and would like to now?
I'm new. I can introduce myself.
Absolutely, go for it.
Yeah, my name is Sergey. I've been working with Kubernetes. I forgot what I've been working with Kubernetes past 6 years already. I'm basically new at KubeVirt, right? I have some questions, hopefully changes that I hope we can discuss today. So thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Yeah, if you've got some questions, pop them into the agenda. Or if you prefer just to do it verbally, you can wait until we'll run through the agenda, and then there'll be some time at the end that you can just, ask.
Yeah, let's do it at the end. I don't think I have right permissions right now.
Oh, okay. If you go to the top of the document, and if you join the mailing list here, I think it's this one, then you'll automatically get, this one. Then you'll automatically get edit rights to this and any of the other KubeVirt documents.
Okay, we'll do that one. Thank you.
Okay, so let's have a quick look at the, sorry, is anyone else here new and would like to introduce themselves before we move on? Okay, well, we'll move on. What was I doing? Schedule check-in. So in 2 weeks' time, we have the VEP freeze. That is the someone is jazzed at the moment. September 3rd is the VEP proposal freeze there. And then after that, what have we got? Code freeze is the 29th of October. Upcoming CFP. If no one has any questions about the our release schedule. So I'm not aware of any CFPs that are currently open. If you become aware of any, please let me know so I can share with everyone else, and we can get KubeVirt attendees at interesting events. I have added KubeVirt Summit into the upcoming conferences. So that schedule, actually, I'll talk about KubeVirt Summit in just 1 second, but I've added all of the known KubeVirt talks, and also this one, which isn't about KubeVirt, but is by one of our core contributors, Inema. So I thought it was worth adding here. That is coming up in November, mid-November. Again, if you also know that you're speaking at an event, please let us know so we can track it, and then we'll know to put the recordings up, et cetera, et cetera. Before we talk about KubeVirt Summit, I just wanted to say that last week we submitted the KubeVirt graduation ticket with the CNCF TOC, which Technical Oversight Committee, not Table of Contents. So this is kind of a big deal, but at the end, we've been working towards this for, I think, close to 18 months, maybe, making sure that everything's ready. Going through a third-party security audit. We've done a security self-assessment. I'll just quickly thank a huge amount of people that have been working to make this happen. But this is still, we're still quite a long way to go. The process, as you can see, if you click on the project board, okay, I have it open. There are quite a lot of columns to work through. And we're basically in the queue. So I'm kind of looking at some of the recently completed graduation applications. I do not expect this to have gone through in less than 6 months, but hopefully, the 6 to 9 to 12 months, we can, we'll be able to have a KubeVirt celebration of some kind. And speaking of KubeVirt celebrations, KubeVirt Summit is coming up in, I think, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something. It's on October 16th. Hopefully you saw the email about the date change there. So we've gone through, the program committee has gone through all the proposals and we've evaluated them. We should see speaker notifications going out today. I'm just waiting on a box to get checked. We had over 60% more submissions this year than last year, which was our previous most amount of submissions. So yeah, a fantastic kind of display and really high competition between the talks. I'm excited for the quality and the level of diversity for this year. I think I've spoken about this before, and I think it was in the email, but because the CNCF has now changed that, so virtual events are now just one day. So it's like almost twice as many submissions in half the amount of time. And so, yeah, it was really hard to decide on all that. So the speaker notifications going out today, and I'm hoping to have the schedule up by the end of the week. It will go up on the event page, which is also where you register, which is just the CNCF events page. Yeah. It is free. And so you just have to sign up. And then on October 16th, we'll just log in. There's just one track, as per usual. So that's all about KubeVirt Summit. Did anyone have any questions about either graduation or KubeVirt Summit? I see Vladix asked 6 months. Yeah, hopefully it takes less, but
yeah, sorry, the context was the graduation.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, like, we're in a queue. There's, I think, 12 people in the TOC. We require one of those who doesn't have a conflict of interest and is able to go into, I guess, the depth of details required. And so it takes a while to find someone in the TOC to sponsor. And then we go through, we create a DD, which has totally escaped my mind what that stands for, but an in-depth document that covers all the needful. And there are other things that I've forgotten that are here. They go through, I've reached out to a bunch of adopters and organized representatives from some of our end users for interviews. That can take some time depending on how communicative folks are. There's a few reviews. Yeah, it takes a while. So, and I hope to keep people updated as we traverse this mighty gauntlet. And if there are no further questions, we'll move on. So CDI version 1.63 was released. This is the version of CDI that matches with our most recent version of KubeVirt, which is version 1.6. I don't know if Alex is here. He is not. Where's my thing? Here. Support for architecture-specific image imports from registries and long-standing bug fix miscalculation was the key stuff, all that. But if you're interested, and hopefully you are, follow the links there to see all the changes for this release. Alrighty, we have some pull requests to look at, so we'll get into that. Sidhu?
Yeah, I mentioned the 2 peers. Can you open below that? Yeah, this one.
Yep.
So actually, I raised these 2 peers, one for SIG compute, one for SIG storage, which is like replacing Serres to Alpine. Actually, this helps us in enabling the ETU test for S3 NTX more test coverage. And these were actually, I have given a RAN for x86 in the below, I mean the PR test check. So it's taking the same time, test time to. There is no changes in the test time, like more time taken as such. Like it is similar to the thing like Cirrus is taking. So same thing Alpine also taking. So if you review this PR and then like approve and merge, like it will be helpful for us because like downstream we also upstream we can enable more of the E2 test for S3 intakes. So yeah, so this one and another one is 6 storage. Yeah, just need reviews on these. Mm. And this is not entire Cirrus to Alpine replacement. We only enable only the ones which can be replaceable without any issues. So those only are present here. Yeah. So that's what from my side. Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you for that. Is there someone from SIG, first of all, Compute, who's able to sign onto this PR to review?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Thank you, Chad. And same question for SIG Storage on the second PR. I can't see anyone from SIG Storage. Since this is for SIG Storage, it might be best to bring this to their attention. They have their next SIG meeting next Monday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure.
If you don't get any attention before then, or you can ping them on the Slack channel.
Sure, got it.
Thank you. And yeah, if you have any difficulty with that meeting, if you go to our calendar, have you got the calendar link?
No.
I think it's, yeah, here we go. Hopefully this is correct. Yes. And so at the top of this agenda, you have the KubeVirt community calendar link. So this has all of our meetings. Yeah, and so here it is, SIG Storage, Monday, 2 p.m. my time.
Okay, sure. I'll check. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, a couple of things from the mailing list. I guess two questions with this one. One is, is someone able to answer this question? And the follow-up would be, is anyone able, sorry. Is this the kind of thing that should be documented? Should we open a docs issue for this?
So I think we passed the kubelet directory to Virt handler with a static pass. So if they change it, we kind of have no way of knowing that. Yeah, I'll reply to this.
Okay, thanks, Jed. So I guess the follow-up question was, is this the kind of thing that we don't have documented and should?
Maybe.
All right, I'll wait to see your reply and then have a look at our docs afterwards. The other one, I think, is Felix here. He is. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I sang to you earlier. Did you want to quickly speak to this? It looked as though you're going to go ahead with it.
Yeah, I already went ahead with it and created a PR to remove the native SSH and SCP clients in WordCTL. So I think for 2 versions now, we default to the local clients anyway. So if you run WordCTL SSH or SAP, it will use the local binaries on your system, and that makes for a way better experience than the native clients we shipped as well on WordCTL. So they try to emulate SSH and SCP. They had several shortcomings, and it's also security sensitive code we need to maintain. So some while ago, I already asked if we could remove it, and yeah, feedback I got was positive. So I went ahead and created a PR to drop it. Or drop
Right
them.
on. So pull one out for a VirtCTL SSH client. Okay, thanks for that. That brings us to the bottom of the agenda. We've got 10 minutes left. Did anyone want to raise anything? Or Sergey, did you want to ask any questions of the people who are currently present?
Yeah. I wanted to ask 2 questions regarding CCM and PCI pass-through. Those are basically like a blocker for me, at least. I'm sharing in the chat right now. For the next meeting, I'll be more prepared. Sorry. Can you check this out? Yeah, so this is basically a bump for new API of KubeVirt plus new Kubernetes version. It'd be nice to have this test talk at least to see if that passes. And I wanted to understand, like, is there a future for this CCM? I mean, maybe it's got deprecated and no one announced that. It's quite old.
Not sure.
I have a feeling that while I was out on leave, I think Andrei Kvapel brought this up and asked whether or not, asked basically the same question. Does anyone who's present got a thumbs up from Lubo? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I would just shoot a message to the mailing list if somebody is using this. But definitely there are no maintainers, so maybe we should look for some.
I mean, I can try to maintain it at least if we bump this, or somebody uses that, except for maybe me, because I'm not sure even if I would use that. I mean, in the current state, it's unusable, right? So we at least need to bump it.
Definitely. And for the second PR,
yeah, second PR is for PCI pass-through. I think it's a second iteration of the discussion. I mean, we might start discussing how we want to do this. It doesn't have to be this specific way, but it worked for my case. At least it's like quick fix. I don't know how we want to like merge that. The problem is that, as people mentioned in the discussion, some of the NVIDIA servers are using basically like few devices on the same YOMO group, and with the current setup, only last one gets discovered, right? And you need to put all of them into a VM to actually make something workable. So
Which
this
is a little bit strange because all of these devices, they were supposed to be, these supposed to have their own IMMU group. I mean, even if they are on the same board.
Yes, but I mean, in the ideal world they should have been, but in NVIDIA world they don't. You have 4 NV switches on same YAML group plus PCI bridge memory manager that attached to it, and all of them are on single NUMA, first NUMA, I mean 0 index NUMA, right? And this is how the envisioned architecture on NVIDIA works. And you can't do anything about it. I mean, you can probably pay a bunch of money to NVIDIA for custom hardware and their fabric manager customization, but this is how you get your servers. So, I mean,
So this is not about.
Yeah.
If you have other devices, they have ACL. I mean, they do have separation. It's just this specific hardware acting this way.
I mean, most of the hardware are in different YAML groups. You're correct, but for this specific case, I mean, in case of NV switches, this is my case. I think somebody from IBM was also mentioning having this problem with different NVIDIA setup, with different cards, without NV switches. Also,
Yeah,
same problem.
Right. When I reached out to them and I spoke with them, so they told me that on the real hardware with the proper BIOS configuration, they don't see that problem. I mean, they did see this problem in the like a non server grade hardware. But I mean, essentially, the problem here is that if we will implement this PR in the way that you wrote it, I mean, we will have a race. And yes, it will solve the problem locally for you, but it will not solve the problem. I mean, it will create a problem for everybody else.
I mean, you will have a race if you want to partially put all those devices in different VMs. Yes, I mean, I understand perfectly. And this is why I'm saying we should solve it. It doesn't have to be this way. This let's say a POC, right? This solves my specific problem, but I mean, we can discuss and maybe do some feature gates specifically to solve this. And people from someone from IBM also has this exact problem here.
What I suggested to them is to have their own device plugin. I mean, they could come up with a device plugin that does exactly what you want, and you can basically develop it, and I can give you a repo where.
I mean, but why you would want to move all of this to implement some kind of custom thing if everything you need to do is minimal changes? I mean, I understand you don't want to expose that specific behavior to all of them, but let's expose it from I don't know, annotation. Let's do it enabled via annotations. I mean, if you know what you do, enable this. I mean, I don't want to support custom plugin if the change requires 5 lines of code. I mean, literally 5 lines of code. I mean, I understand the concern about changing the behavior, but let's do it under the flag. I mean, should be fine.
I mean, I'm not sure if we are. Yeah,
Vladek introduced situations that can cause problems, in other environments. So, this may be a small piece of code, but is this maintainable?
Why it's not maintainable? I mean, it changes different maps. I mean,
because Vladek
there is a physical impossibility to split up different devices, like multiple devices from single YAML group in this current setup, right? And there is a physical impossibility to change this hardware layer. This is how servers are sold. So you either accept that or you don't. I mean, if we don't want to accept it, it's fine. But maybe let's say that in the ticket to community to understand that you don't want to as a KubeVirt, you don't want to support that kind of setup, and let's throw it to NVIDIA to bring your custom device manager, or maybe we can just do it under the flag, so people would actually like make it usable.
So two things. First of all, NVIDIA provide their own device plugin for their own devices. So there's a device plugin for KubeVirt that NVIDIA maintains. And if this is their hardware and this is specific for them, I mean, maybe they could implement it there. I can send you a link to their.
I mean, I'm not affiliated with NVIDIA, just in case.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure it's a common problem with some high, like very specific hardware. It's not NVIDIA specific right now.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is that the KubeVirt device plugin, the native device plugin, is just generic. And then if you need something specific, you can either implement your own device plugin or go with NVIDIA's device plugin for KubeVirt. So, I mean, I would like to keep the KubeVirt one generic that solves everybody's problem. I'm not sure. Maybe we can discuss how to tweak this. But
this is why I'm saying let's do it under the flag. I mean, it's not a huge code change.
Can I just jump in here? We've got 1 minute left. This could be a discussion that could move to SIG Compute. I see that Ed has his hand up. I just want to get to him before we finish up.
Yeah, I wanted to suggest that this is compute and it could have been passed to that meeting. And the only comment that I can do, it's a quick one without a lot of experience because of time constraints. The fact that you add a small flag does not mean that you don't need to support it for a lifetime. So if you add a small field and 20 others add small fields, you have a lot of things to maintain. And that's like a generic answer. So yeah. Anyway, it should be discussed in SIG Compute, I guess. Thank you.
Yep, and Igor also threw in an enhancement, which is currently open. I've got it open here. It's enhancements pool 61. I'll just, but we will finish now so that people can move to SIG Compute. If you're unaware of that meeting, it's in the calendar, which I'll also put here. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. So we ran a tiny bit over. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thank you. See you.
See you. Bye.